Okay, guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear and you can see the screen. Let's see. Okay, put 1 in the chat if you can see the screen and you can hear me okay. Let me just check my microphone. Yeah. Okay, Stephanie there, Rob there. Okay, got worried there for a second. I thought we had problems with the audio. All right, so channel content pilot, we just released it this week. It's a brand new tool. It's not nearly anywhere near the end of what I envision it to be. It's going to be quite an extensive tool, but at the same time, we're going to keep it really simple. And this is all made possible, of course, with AI. So what we're going to do is cover some of the basics today, okay? And for people who are customers, okay, there might be some people here from the email we just sent out that are not customers yet. But for customers, we will get into more advanced stuff a little bit later from next week going forward, okay? But we'll cover some of the basics today so that you understand how to use the tool and some strategies that I recommend you use, okay? So, right, okay, let's just get started. Thank you, Mort, can hear me? Okay, so what I've done is I've created a little doc here, which I'll share with you a little bit later, but I'll just cover some of the basics first, and then we'll get into some demo, and then at the end, we can do some Q&A, okay? So what it does, Channel Content Pilot, basically, is something I wanted to do for a long time, and that is take successful YouTube videos and transform them into comprehensive articles, but in a structured, strategic way. Now, we have got tools like TubeWizard, but it does one article at a time, which is not nearly what we need to do if we want to sort of saturate topics and saturate niches on websites that rank really well. Okay, so I know that a lot of my audience, my email list, they're into Google site stuff, okay? Personally, I think LinkedIn is far more powerful, and I think Medium is probably far more powerful than Google sites as well. Even though Google does like to rank its own content, its own properties, I should say, but they do need some backlinks for the Google sites. But one of the strategic advantages we got with the Google sites is what I want to kind of explore today, okay? And I'm going to show you a way that we can use the Google sites as well with the LinkedIn and the Medium articles, a strategic way that we're going to be doing so that you can tie it all together, and it's going to make perfect sense and create some pretty powerful campaigns. Okay, so what we're able to do with Channel Content Pilot is we're able to take transcripts in bulk. Okay, this is the real power behind it. As far as I know, I don't know any other tool that does it right now. There might be some AI agents able to do it. Probably you can do it that way. But the way we have set this up, it's just super simple to use. There's no confusion. It's not complex in any way. Okay, and we can choose by a specific topic or just putting in a keyword and just getting ideas for angles, etc. as well. And being able to post into the Google sites, LinkedIn, Medium, and your own WordPress sites gives us a massive advantage as well, okay? So it's a proper parasite SEO tool that we can do the posting, we can do the publishing, which makes it even more powerful, in my opinion, than one we sold just a couple of years ago, Parasite SEO Pro. Great tool, fantastic tool, but it didn't post anywhere. It was just creating the articles, etc. This does it all, okay? This is going to be able to do the posting for you, okay? And we can create as well with just a checkbox, unique content for each platform, which makes it even more powerful again, okay? let me just jump into the tool quickly. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll just come over into the settings first. Okay. The first thing you want to do is you want to set up some API keys. Why are we using API keys? Because this gives you unlimited use. Okay. You will see tools being sold that are monthly. And usually they're charging you because they are paying for the API keys. Okay. But if you bring your own key, then however much you use it is entirely up to you. Okay. And that will reflect in your costs with those API charges that you get. Okay. But you can do it with just OpenAI, or you can add as well Gemini. You can add Claude. I personally would have all three in here. And you can also add your WordPress sites. Now, I did put in the members area a video of that. I know that we put in the same video twice by accident. We corrected that today. So how to integrate your WordPress sites is the video is fixed. It's a proper video now. Okay. Okay. Now, this is really important. The prompt templates. Okay. Now, we have put one in here for now. I'm going to be adding a lot more. Okay. This is just really to get us started. And this prompt template, you can take it, you can change it, you can tweak it. This is one of the real powers of this, because you're not stuck with the prompts that you cannot change. Okay, you can do anything that you want. You could take this and put it into ChatGPT, put it into Claude, or put it into Gemini, the web apps, and say to it, I want a prompt structured for this tool, Channel Content Pilot, and I want it to do such and such. If you don't like the SEO in this, you can just tell it to emphasize the SEO that you want to be included. So you can, add things like on-page optimization for AI overviews, for example. Okay, that gives you that ability that you've got complete flexibility. And what you can do then, what I would suggest you do is keep this first template. We will be adding more, but you can go and add your own templates for whatever purpose you want. Okay, and this means that we are able to have maximum flexibility because you're not constrained. The software will still grab the transcripts in bulk, and it will still publish in bulk to Google Sites, to LinkedIn, to Medium, etc. Okay, you've got the core things that you need to be able to do the transcript grabbing, to be able to get the AI to understand what your content is about, okay, or from the videos, what the video content is about. And you can change what you want it to do from that point on, okay? You can tell it to create listicles, you can tell it to create X versus Y articles, you can tell it to do whatever you want, okay? You can even tell it to create a content hub for you if you want. So if you wanted to create a content hub, for example, a Brian Dean style content hub inside Google Sites, you could probably do that with this. I haven't tried it yet, but it's just one of the ideas that you could do. So you can build authority with this, okay? Writing samples, very, very important in my opinion, okay? I'm going to show you how I set this up. Okay, so if I go into my Claude account, in fact, I've got it here, save me from typos. I'll just open this up. Okay, very simple, very, very easy to do. What you want to do in Claude is you want to set up a project, okay? You can see projects here. All you need to do is click on projects, add a new project, okay? Give it a name, copywriting name or whatever, okay? I've already set one up, so let me just come over into mine. And you will see that I've got my own copywriting style, okay? And all I did for the copywriting style was put in a few notes in the instructions and uploaded some sample copywriting, okay? And how I did that is I basically took email copy and sales page copy from a marketer who I like his copywriting style, okay? I'm not that great at copywriting personally, but AI has made it possible for just regular people like you and me to be able to generate really high quality copy. One of the best ways to do it is to model somebody who is very, very good, okay, in real life, and put that in to your files within a Claude project. Now, Claude writes a lot better than ChatGPT, okay? Much, much better. for copywriting. So what you can do then is you can have that set up, and that gives you a particular style and tone, okay, in the Claude project. At the same time, what you can do, we'll be using this in the advanced stuff that we cover for members later, okay, for the Claude project. But what we can do as well with those documents, with those samples that you got, usually I will take about 10 email swipes from a top marketer, top copywriter, okay? I will put that into a Google Doc, and I will put in a couple of sales page copywriting as well from sales pages, okay, from a couple of sales pages, put it into one doc, okay? And then all you need to do is you copy and paste everything that you got there and create a new writing sample, give it a name, put your writing sample in here and just save it, okay? And then you've got that as an option every single time. That can help you to humanize your content. Now, Claude, when I'm using this, it writes humanized content. But one thing to be careful of with Claude, it will make stuff up at times. You need to check your good copywriting, okay? Otherwise, it will hype things, it will exaggerate things, it will, even though it sounds human, you just need to make sure, and you need to rein it back in if it does that and say, no, I can't add that because that is incorrect, or that is too hypey, or that is just untrue. You can stick to the facts kind of things, but it will write copy more like human than what ChatGPT can do. And it will write properly as well, as in it's with ChatGPT, you will see often it will do a lot of bullet points, okay? And it's readable, but there's no context to it, okay? You can tell it's being written by ChatGPT, basically. When you're using Claude with this, then what you're going to find is that it will take content and make it sound like it's written by a person, okay? It will still have some bullet points, but there's a lot more context around it, a lot more storytelling around it as well, which makes it much, much better, okay? Very, very simple to do. So let me just give you an example. If I take, let's see if I got a recent email swipe I've got in here. And let's see, webinar invitation email, for example, the one we just sent out. If I take this, okay, and I put it into Claude, and I say to it, please rewrite this. It's only here, style and tone. Then it's going to write more like human, okay? And it comes across much more human sounding than what you will get with ChatGPT. You also notice it's kind of long as well, okay? So it goes in depth, it goes into the key information you need, but with context around it. It's very, very simple to do, okay? This is the easiest way to humanize content, in my opinion. And I've tried quite a few different strategies that people have sworn by. I just find this is very, very simple, very, very easy. Now, if you're using Claude, 3.7 or 4.0 is good enough for being able to do that, okay? So that's how we can write the humanized content, and that's what we want to put in here. It's really important that you do this, okay? So that you can get that voice, that style and tone, that kind of writing style that you need, okay? So that's basically all the settings. I mean, there's not a lot of settings. We've got CTA templates, okay? I'm going to give you a doc for that, what I'm using, okay? Very quick and very easy. What we got in here is we got 3 different call to actions that we're going to use, okay? One after the first paragraph, okay? And then another one after the 3rd paragraph, and then another one, which is a monetization one, or a real call to action where you're asking them to do a specific thing that is going to enable you to communicate with them after the article, okay? And you want to make this as compelling as possible. And that's going to be at the end of the article, okay? So what I've done is I have created, let's see if I can find my doc here. I've created a CTA library, a call to action library. Now, disclosure, I created this from my newsletter, okay? If you've been receiving that newsletter, you'll be seeing every day there's new content new methods being shared every single day, marketing and insights and stuff. It's starting to grow and it's starting to get a lot of attention. One of the reasons is because we're using this exact strategy with the 3 calls to action. Okay. And what I've done here is I have got for the first content item, okay, the first call to action, I should say, that comes straight after the first content item within that newsletter. Okay. For you, it could be like first paragraph, and then the end of the newsletter, etc., and the beginning of the newsletter. Okay, I put a link into the Google Doc for this. What you can do with this, because I ran out of time, I wanted to do a completely new one and even create a custom GPT, which I will do for the members area tomorrow when I've got some time. Okay, what you can do with this is you can basically just copy and paste all of this, and you can put it into ChatGPT or put it into Claude or Google Gemini. Okay, and you can tell it, okay, I'm using a tool called Channel Content Pilot. Here's what it does. You can copy and paste from this Google Doc I'm going to share from this webinar doc. Okay, and basically tell it to write for you some calls to action, but give it some context that's specific to you. So for me, for example, it's about the newsletter. It's about my tools, new tools being released every so often or whatever, no-code tools. It could be about my training, about my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, whatever it might be. Okay, and make it specific to you, and you can get that template created just within 2 minutes work. Okay, and put it in here. Okay. Again, you can add as many as you want. Okay, I'm using the same one again and again because it's pretty much consistent what I'm doing. I'm not jumping about different niches, etc. So I only had to set this up one time for my own use. It might be the same for you. If you're jumping between different niches, then you're going to need different CTA templates for each. Okay, so let's come into set up a campaign. I'll give you some ideas how we're going to be using this. Okay, if you got any questions at any point, guys, just put them in there. Okay, and I'll answer. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to do bulk processing. Now this can do up to about, I think about 50 videos at a time. Haven't tested all 50, but that doesn't mean it has to be. Content saturation doesn't have to be, or doesn't have to mean hundreds of pages, or all 50 possible videos that you can do. Okay, but it does need to be relevant. It does need to be accurate. Okay, so for example, if I take my example from here, Aweber versus, this is a sort of classic way that we can use this, because these kind of posts, they get a lot of traction. Okay, they get a lot of clicks, they got a lot of people clicking through on it and searching for it as well, because if somebody's interested in a particular product, like say for example I've got here Aweber, it could be ClickFunnels, it could be anything. Okay, it could be the latest greatest AI tool. Then what we can do is just put in something like the product name versus. Okay, and this could be any niche, any topic that you want. Okay, for comparison kind of articles. Now you see here straight away we've got Aweber and MailerLite, MailChimp, GetResponse, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign. This gives you a huge amount of information. Okay, and what it's going to do is going to grab the transcripts and it's going to be able to use them. Okay, so I can choose as many as I want, or I can select all if I wanted to, and basically I can start to run a campaign. So I've got 6 selected here, and if you go through all of these, you're going to find there's a lot more than 6. But say, for example, there's 12. That is good enough for what we want to do, okay? Because what we can do later, what I'm going to teach in the advanced training that we do, is we're going to put some footer area, okay, with these article links, okay? So when you see, often when you see websites that are ranking, especially this kind of SaaS, software as a service kind of websites, down the bottom in the footer, they've often got their product name versus, okay, and their product name, the competitor's product name with alternatives word behind it. So for example, Aweber alternatives, GetResponse alternatives, that kind of stuff. You will see that quite often, and they work. They just plain work. and they keep people on the website as well for a longer time. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a custom GPT that basically creates that for you once you've got your sitemap. And I'm going to show you how to create a sitemap in a second. Okay, so what we can do here is choose the ones that are unique. Okay, you don't want to put the same one twice when you're doing the comparison. And then all we need to do is down here, it says 6 videos selected. I would probably choose more than that. I would go for every single one. It was unique, Kartra, Groovemail, etc., etc. I would take all of them. Okay, and then we can save to a campaign. What we can do is we can create a new campaign. If you scroll right down, once it starts to grow, this is going to need more scrolling. I'll put some kind of filtering or tagging in here so it makes it easier later as you start to use it more. Okay, we can create a new campaign. So I can put this one, autoresponders. Okay, and basically we'll create the campaign. Once the campaign's created, we can come into the campaign. Okay, and here we got our brand new campaign. And from this point, then we can generate all with AI. Now, I'm not going to do this in a webinar, all of them, because it can take a little bit of time. But what we can do is we can choose, if you choose all 6, for example, it's going to give you an option for Google sites, whether you want to create 6 individual Google sites or all in one. Now, I recommend that you put it all in one Google site, okay, for 2 reasons. You're going to be able to build a better structure within that Google site. It's going to be comprehensive. You're building the topical authority, okay, versus doing one Google site that's just one isolated article. Okay, there's nothing wrong with isolated articles in principle, but I think they're better done in places like LinkedIn, in Medium, or even your own WordPress site, where you can use this to link to them. Okay, we can do some traffic siphoning from the parasite platforms, the user-generated content platforms, through to your WordPress site. Okay, it will work better and faster in LinkedIn. Okay, that's just the fact. LinkedIn does rank really well. Okay, now with this, what we can do is we can choose the AI provider. In your settings, when you are when you're adding your API keys, okay, you will have a choice which model to use. Whatever you chose there is going to be the one that shows up. So if I click on Claude, you can see it's choosing Claude Sonnet 4. If I click on Gemini, you can see it's choosing Gemini 2.5 Pro. Okay. When I click on ChatGPT, you can see it's choosing ChatGPT 5. You can choose though. Okay. You will still have the drop down here that you can choose any model that you want. Okay. I'm sticking to these 3 for now. And then we can choose a writing style. So we'll choose this one, and we can choose our call to action templates. Okay. Now this is really important here. Okay. Advanced add-ons. These are add-ons to the prompts. These are pre-built so that if you want to add 3 strategic quotes from the actual transcript of the video, you can do that, and you can have them spread throughout your article. Okay. I put in 3 here as a maximum because too many kind of, it's not so nice. Okay. But what it does do is it helps to break up the content and just make it a little bit more interesting rather than just one full article. Okay. You can put in as well key takeaways section that will add some takeaways from the transcript, basically from once it's converted into an article. Okay. Now, if it's suitable, you can choose a data table. Not all content is going to be suitable for a table. Okay. But if you checkbox it, it's going to create it. So you might want to just create it and see what happens. And if you don't like what it's created, then you can always just copy it. You can always just highlight and delete once it's on the Google site. We can choose a step-by-step checklist, and we can put in some outbound authority links as well. Usually I will click all of these. Sometimes I won't click on the table. Okay. And for structure and navigation. Okay. Now this is important here. Table of contents and the TLDR, they're going to be very similar. I prefer the TLDR. Why? Because it kind of acts like a table of contents in the sense that it's listing everything without actually hyperlinking. You can choose to have the hyperlinks, and it gives you some internal links within your same article. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but I don't think it looks good when you got both of them together, okay? Because the TLDR does list things as well. Okay, this is what you're going to learn in this article, kind of thing. You can use them both if you want. I prefer just to use TLDR. This will generate, if I choose all of these, right, it's going to generate about 1,800 words of content on average, okay, 1,800 words. And here as well, we can choose JSON schema. Now, Google Sites is going to strip it, okay? I'm not sure what's going to happen with Medium and LinkedIn. I haven't had time to test it. But if you're using your own WordPress site, you want to choose this, okay? And basically just injects into the HTML, the sort of JSON schema, and that will work with WordPress because you've got complete control. You've got full control over any websites where you've got full control over the HTML. You can use it basically, okay? Otherwise, I'm not going to check box it if I'm doing for Google Sites, okay? And you can choose platform-specific rewrites as well. So if you want to post into LinkedIn, you want to post into Medium, etc., you can choose this. Okay, now, interactive elements. I've asked for a button to be created for anybody who's using Viral Content Pilot. I think that's going to work best on this. You can put in an email embed form if you want to, okay? Personally, I would rather use a Viral Content Pilot link. Now, if you haven't got Viral Content Pilot, there's a free version that we got that you can use. Okay, it's full featured, but you can only do 3 links. So you can choose to do 3 strategic links. For example, if it was me with 3 links, I would do one for my my newsletter, I would do one for my YouTube channel, and one for something else. Okay, and I would just keep reusing those 3 again and again and again. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have a button in here. I'm waiting for that to be done. And with the button, then we just put in a Viral Content Pilot link, okay? And that's going to give us the ability where we can get single opt-ins from Viral Content Pilot, because the way it works is once people click on the link, it will take them to a mini landing page, okay? And it will ask them to opt in using Google authorization. So it's a single opt-in, it's just 1 click, and that way you're collecting real email addresses, okay? So from past experiences, especially with the Leap Blast, the Chrome extension stuff that we were doing, and we're still doing it. It still works very, very well. But what we found is if you don't put it on in double verification, you're likely to get a lot of people just putting in fake emails, okay? And if you do put in double verification, you're going to have a percentage of people who don't go out and confirm, okay? So with the Viral Content Pilot, what will happen is when they click on the button, it will take them to a mini landing page with a Google authorization. And because they've taken that mini step, a lot more people will follow through, okay? Most people will follow through, okay? Higher percentage, and that means you collect the real emails. So we're waiting for that to be done. Embed videos. What I want to do here, what I've asked to be done, is that we embed the exact same video that we're taking in transcript, okay? That's what I'm saying. We have a roadmap for this, waiting for little things like this to get done. It will make all the difference, okay? But we expect we're going to have those within a couple of days at least, at maximum, okay? If you want to put in affiliate links, you can do that as well. If you're doing local marketing, you can put in your citation stuff, business name, address, phone number. Just make sure it's written. Your address is written in the exact same format. Your business name is written in the exact same format as what you have within your Google Business profile, okay? And then all we need to do is we can just start to post it, okay? So I can't remember if I chose all 6 here, so I'm just going to make sure I choose one, okay? And I'm going to choose ChatGPT for this. And we can click on Generate and Edit, and it's going to read and understand the transcript. And don't forget, it's doing all these things in the background. So it's going to create the quotes and key takeaways, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so while that is happening, instead of waiting for this, okay, because it's got a lot to do in the background, let's jump back over here. Okay, So one way we can use it, the X versus Y. I would recommend you start with this. I really would recommend you start with this, because if you put that into one Google site, you've got something that you can use. Now, I did mention before that we can create sitemaps, okay? You can do it in new Google sites, but there's a workaround. Let me show you the workaround. I came across this web app. It's free. It's called Pro Sitemaps. If I click on this, what we can do is we can put in a Google site URL in here, and we can put in the email address to create a free account. Okay, so if you haven't got an account with them, you can create an account. And I'll just see if I can find the one I did before. Yeah, I need to log in. I was logged in on the other computer. So what we got here, all we need to do is we put in basically the URL for your Google sites. Now, when you got your Google sites up, let me just show you something quickly. I put in sites.google. Okay, let's take this one here, that crypto one. This is one where we did testing, an older tool that we had before. Okay, if we click on here where it says publish, if we click on the little arrow thing and we click on view the published site, what you're going to find is a URL that looks like this: sites.google.com/view. Okay, and then the name of your Google site, and then you've got a / and home. Okay, you want to take that off, but you want to leave where it says view. Okay, I'll show you why in a few minutes. Okay, you'll see it still works. And then what we can do is we can use that with this Pro Sitemaps tool, which is free. Okay, if you want to take a premium version of that to be able to do a lot more of these sitemaps, etc., I think costs about $5 a month or something like that. What we can do is we can put in URL. Okay, let me see, I'm actually logged in here. Okay, all you need to do is you put in the URL and you put in your email address. Okay, and it will start that off for you. But here's the thing with this. Okay, you can download this URL list. Okay, and this URL list we can just save to somewhere like downloads, and this is going to give you URLs in this kind of format. Okay, how can we use them? Okay, two things we could do. Say, for example, I went into ChatGPT and I copied them in here. I could say I want to create cornerstone very comprehensive article outline for based on these URLs. Okay, and we can just simply get it to give us content outline that we can use in places like LinkedIn or your own website or even on medium.com. Okay, and that's one way that we can use it. Plus, if you have a lot of these, then you can put it through some indexing tools as well. Okay, and so you can see it's starting to map out something that is very, very comprehensive based on all that information. And if you wanted to take it much, much further, what you can do, click on new chat. Okay, and we have this little plus sign here. We can do it with deep research, and we can do the exact same prompt. Okay, basically you can put in your URLs and you can tell the deep research to do the same thing. I want to create an article outline, okay, with deep research. It's very, very comprehensive for a cornerstone article for my website. Okay, that's going to be far more in depth. And then you can follow up by getting to write the article. But once you have written the article in ChatGPT, take it over to Claude and get it rewritten. Okay, this is for cornerstone kind of articles. Okay, This is the way that we're going to be using it. This is the way I'm going to be teaching my team to use it. Once we have created these Google sites where I'm putting a lot of posts into one Google site, I'm going to get them to do this with the sitemaps, download the URLs, put them into ChatGPT with the deep research, okay? Write the article in ChatGPT, take it over to the cloud project with the copywriting, and get it to write a really comprehensive article. If you don't get the article that you are happy with, get it to do it in sections, okay? So for example, that gave us all these different subheadings that we had before, okay? Before I refreshed this chat page, you can tell it to do one section at a time and build it up slowly like that. But you're going to have a far, far better article that you can put either in the WordPress site, but I would put it into LinkedIn. This is how I would use this with LinkedIn and also for Medium as well, okay? What we can do with this is we can enable you to be able to open up your cloud project URL or something like that, just to save you clicking about. But even though that's an extra step and it's not, 100% automated kind of thing, this will work really well. Okay, once you have built your Google site, this is going to get you far, far better results, much, much better results, and you have something that is probably going to rank very well. The other cool thing you can do as well is once you've created something in Claude, then you can publish it, becomes a Claude artifact. They start ranking really well right now. Okay, so once you got your article in Claude, publish it. Okay, you can even tell at that point, rewrite another article for my WordPress site, and you can just copy paste there for WordPress, LinkedIn, etc. Okay, that's definitely the way we're going to be using this. Okay, let me just come back up again. Anybody got any questions? Anything at all? Okay, let's go. Let's have a look at the tool. What happened to my generation field? Is that because I come off the page? I'm not sure why that happened. It's one article. Let me just choose ChatGPT 4. Okay, Claude. I'm not sure what happened. It could be amount of tokens or balance on the OpenAI. I need to check it later. But I covered this in videos and on the sales page and also inside the member area. So if you're stuck how to use it, you will see it being used and how to use it. But this should work, no problem. Probably my balance with the OpenAI because I've been using it a lot for newsletters every single day, like comprehensive kind of newsletters. So I'm guessing I've just run out of credits on that one. Okay, let's come back over here. We'll come back and check this again in a few minutes. All right, so other things that we can do, authority building, okay, second strategy. This will work well if you're going to take a multi-angled approach, okay? What do I mean? If I go into channel content pilot, but I gotta wait for that to finish. JSON schema not supported. I didn't ask it for JSON. Adnan, if you're watching this, can you check that? Nobody asked it for JSON. Okay, make sure that's not happening. Okay, let me just come back into search videos. And I'll put in here something like top 10 marketing tools. Okay, now if I do a search on YouTube, you're going to see that it's going to give you all these different videos. Now, to do a top 10, it's better to do that with one comprehensive video. Okay, we will be adding some extra filters in here and to make it easier to navigate, etc. But we have some filters here. So for this kind of article, I would definitely choose something that is over 20 minutes. Okay, so it's really comprehensive. It's got more transcript to give to the AI so that the AI can work. Okay, upload time. Well, if you're going to do something like AI tools, for example, you want that to be quite recent. So you try it for the last month, for example. So if I put in here for AI marketing, because things are changing so fast with the AI. There's new tools coming out all the time. And pay attention as well when you've got results coming in, because if you have a look here, top AI marketing branding tools. Okay, so that's one angle. You could create a whole Google site just on branding tools. Let's see what else. Humanization. It's another idea for tools, etc. Let's just scroll it back a little bit. If I just take this to AI marketing, okay, what we're going to find is multiple angles. This is what I like to do when I've been testing the tool. If you put in a seed keyword as a kind of a broad keyword like AI marketing or affiliate marketing or whatever it might be, okay, just make it broad. What you'll find is lots of different angles. If I put in AI marketing, then I've got strategy, okay, AI marketing agencies, or you could do videos about how to set up an agency, that kind of stuff. Always think about what you're doing as your end goal as well. So if you're going to do something like that, maybe you got an affiliate link, or maybe you can get people onto an email list. Just have a goal for every piece of content, every campaign you're creating, okay. We've got SaaS, we've got marketing hacks, we've got Vibe marketing tools, no-code tools. You can see multiple angles, okay? And all we need to do is just take a note of them, and you can create a whole Google account full of this kind of content. So for example, if I'm doing this, let me just start this in a new tab here, and I'll put it on the other screen over here. So what I've got here, okay, so we've got marketing hacks, and everything would be related to AI marketing. Okay, so we've got marketing tools, trends. What else do we find there? How-tos. Let's see what else. Make money. Okay, etc. I mean, that's just like a few seconds, and you can see already marketing. You can see already we've got a whole bunch of different angles that we can use. Okay, cool thing about this, okay, if you have one new Google account, the software cannot create Google accounts for you, but it can create the Google sites within the Google accounts. If you have one Google account that is specific to a particular promotion or a particular topic, for example, like AI marketing, then you can be using that one account and creating all of these different angles, creating campaigns with all these different angles. Okay, so if I choose from this, make money with AI, okay, just put in make money, see what happens. Okay, I'm going to remove this because make money strategies will cover a longer period of time. Then here's one here, 50 AI prompts to use to make money. Okay, another one from the same guy. He was probably getting good views, so he did it again. Laziest way to make money with AI. Okay, how to make money with Vibe marketing. You can see there's just lots and lots and lots of different ways. It's giving you the ideas. It's just providing you those ideas straight away that you can do that. So if you got one Google account and you're posting into that one Google account comprehensive Google sites, then you can create something quite valuable. You can start creating an asset, using it strategically, using the tool strategically in the way that that one Google account is going to have multiple angles, maybe 20, 30 different angles. That's 20, 30 different sites, all with multiple articles going in there. Okay, and that can create something really powerful. Okay, and again, take the sitemaps URLs, put it through ChatGPT, put it through the deep research, and then rewrite it with Claude, create your Claude artifact, put it into LinkedIn, and you're starting to see the picture building up, okay, how we can use a tool like this. And all of it stems from the ability that we can go and grab the transcripts from all of these different videos, okay, and we can quickly and easily see all of these different angles that we got in here, okay. It's just being presented to us. Okay, now there's more we're going to be adding to the filtering and stuff. I'll cover that after the next session that we do for our members. Okay, and you will start to see this really progressing quite rapidly for the features that we can add in here. Okay, make it even better. Let's do one more. Let's say affiliate marketing. We can do it again. Okay, affiliate marketing, do the search. Again, we're looking for angles. First thing we want to do is look for angles. Okay, so we got for beginners, first angle. For Amazon, first angle. Affiliate websites, another angle. Okay, beginners again. That seems to be really popular. If you look at the view counts as well, 358,000, 34,000, etc., you can see what's actually getting attention. And I do want to be able to add filtering that will sort according to viewers, engagement, that kind of stuff as well. Beginners again, 523,000 views. So you can see that's a winner. Step by step. Again, it ties into beginners, but can also be for a specific type of affiliate marketing. You can make it for affiliate marketing for stay-at-home moms. Okay, affiliate marketing for college students. Okay, how to do affiliate marketing, that kind of stuff. Okay, what else we got in here? I did this before. How to make money with affiliate marketing. We had affiliate marketing trends. We had Pinterest, Amazon, a whole bunch of these. You just need to go through them. TikTok. And so this is how we can build it up, okay? Just by getting those angles very quickly, very easily. It'd be good if we had a little tool that would just extract the angles. But failing that, what we can do, if I use Chrome extension here, okay, this Chrome extension is called Fireshot. If I click on this and I click on capture the entire page, okay, it's going to open in a new tab, and I can simply just copy to clipboard here. Okay, I can go into ChatGPT. I'm not going to choose a deep research here for this one. And I can basically copy paste that in here. And just write, can you please extract various different angles from these YouTube videos. Okay, and it will extract them for you. Okay, fast income, transformation. This is key thing, transformation. Key thing for your copywriting. Key thing as well for your prompts. We will be creating some variations of prompts where we can use different formats for copywriting. Okay, that will be added as well. Those should be easy to add because they're just basically extra prompts. So transformation, earning proof, beginner friendly, trends, platform specific, Amazon, TikTok, Pinterest, etc. Okay, so within 2 minutes, you're able to go and grab that, and that can give you a roadmap that you can use for that one Google account, and you can take, one angle at a time, get the sitemaps, and then just keep following the same process. It would be good as well. Another idea to do is when you're creating your LinkedIn and your Cloud Artifact kind of articles, is get the URLs for every single one of those, okay, and make sure that you're able to interlink them, okay. If you can interlink between those cornerstone articles, then you start to build something more specific. And how we can use that as well, if you have on your WordPress site or even the Google site, you can create landing pages, but I would rather do it in WordPress because you've got more control. Is create a simple landing page that has one goal, okay? Whether it's to monetize, whether it's an affiliate offer, or whether it's just to get people onto an email list. That's what I would definitely be doing. Or even more recently, when we started to do the Unshackled stuff and building the no-code tools, it's very quick and very easy to get a tool built with a trial, so that you're collecting the email addresses from people taking the trial of a tool. Okay, setting up a tool can be as quick as 10-15 minutes for a simple tool within the no-code platforms. Okay, so you got lots of different ways that we can use this. Let's come back over here, see what I'm still got to cover. Okay, the Google Analytics, this is really important. Okay, now I did do a doc. I need to do it in a separate video. I'm not going to do this on a webinar, but I've mapped out everything you need to do to connect to Google Search Console. But first you have to connect with Google Analytics. Okay, this has got the step-by-step, and it's got the screenshots as well of what you need to do. Okay, when you're in a Google site, you click on the gear icon, and you come down to where it says Analytics. Okay, and it's asking you here for your Google Analytics user ID, your measurement ID, tracking ID, I should say. Okay, when you add that in here, well, let's close that by accident. When you add that in here, if it's correct, this will automatically, where it says enable analytics, that will automatically turn green. Okay, now here's the thing with this. You have to do it via the Google Analytics first. I put a screenshot of one I did earlier. Okay, and it will give you this Google tag, and within the Google tag you will see the G tag. Okay, it's G hyphen and some numbers. Okay, when you get that, you can put it into your Google sites. Okay, you just put it in here, that will automatically turn green. When you have done that, really important, make the slightest change on your Google site. Okay, for example, we can put an extra word or just a comma somewhere, make one small change and then publish it. Once you've done that, go to the Google Search Console. And when you go to the Google Search Console, you will see something like this. Okay, you can see some sites I've already got. You're going to see this one appears after you have verified with the Google Analytics. Okay, but it will not verify until you have published the Google site again after you've added that G tag in there. Okay, and it's really important you just make one slight change, add a comma, add a full stop or something like that, then click on publish. That will immediately allow you to go and check with the Google Analytics. Okay, and once it's verified there, once it confirms the verification, you go to the Search Console. You will see this. Your Google site will appear here as not verified. When you click on that, then it will verify immediately. All you have to do is click on it once and it does the check and you will see something like this. Okay, it's important that we do this, especially if you're going to build out like authority sites from the one Google account. So you want to use the Search Console and Google Analytics from that same Google account. Okay, and be able to get these verified. It's not hard to do. I'll do a separate video on it so you can see all the steps step by step. It's not hard at all. It takes 3-4 minutes maximum. Okay, so what else we got? Writing style, configure your templates, prompt customization options. I need to cover some extra stuff about prompts and templates we will add in there as well. Okay, when you're doing your prompts, if you're going to use your own prompts within channel content pilot, what you want to do, if I come into the prompt templates in here, you will notice if you open up the one that we've got in here, you will see this notification. You've got to use this shortcode within your prompt. That's basically to tell Google, check this transcript. Okay, it's directing, not Google, the AI. Okay, to check this transcript, but it has to be added at the end. You'll notice the way that we have written this. Okay, and at the very end, we have given it instructions. At the very end, we say now here is the transcript to use and transcript. Put it at the very end. You can take this whole thing and put it into ChatGPT or put it into Claude or put it into Gemini and tell it to rewrite this, keep this part at the end, okay, with whatever tweaks, changes, extra instructions you want to add, okay, and that way it will always work the way it's supposed to work, okay, but you've got to put that transcript part at the end. So you just mention that to ChatGPT or whoever, whatever AI you want to rewrite your template. What could be good as well is if you're doing these templates based on the AI that you're most likely to use. So if you're most likely to use Claude or Gemini, get Gemini to do the prompt for Gemini, okay? Or get Claude to do the prompt for Claude if you're going to be using one of those a lot more, okay? It just makes more sense because it understands a little bit more, okay? Anybody get any questions? Okay, it's very quiet. Nobody's asking any questions at all. Let me try this one again. I think the key for this is to be very, very specific, okay? In affiliate marketing, you can see here I put in affiliate marketing list building, okay? The longer tail we go, obviously, it's going to be easier for ranking, etc. But things like affiliate marketing, things like, you know, AI marketing tools, you can always just add the word for, okay, at the end. Okay, so if I put in here for, let's see what it comes up with for Amazon, for Pinterest, side hustle, for beginners, etc. And when we start to do stuff like that, then we can really dig in and get very specific with these different Google sites that we create, okay? It's just going to make it that little bit easier for you to be able to not have as much competition, okay? Affiliate marketing for college students, affiliate marketing for work at home, moms, etc. Okay, let me just choose a couple of these. Let's do the Pinterest one actually. 8-minute video. Save it to a campaign. Okay, I'll create a campaign. Okay, let's just put this in here. If I go to my campaigns, open it up, and generate with AI. And let's try this one with Gemini 2.5. Maybe if it's the tokens, then this should work okay. Advanced add-ons. I'm not going to add too many. I'll put a TLDR, and I will put in here outbound link and a checklist. Okay, see how that works. Always stuff happening on the webinar. I've been playing around with this and not having any issues whatsoever. Then when we come to the webinar, things like that come up. Okay, so who here has already got channel content pilot, who purchased from here? Yeah, it does, Sandeep, it does create, there is a progress bar. When you choose more than one article, there is a progress bar. The progress bar will show up here, you can see, this is a progress bar, but there's only one article here. When you're creating more than one article, you will start to see this moving along. Okay. But it's doing a lot in the background, so just let it do its thing. I'm not bothered if it takes an extra minute or two, as long as it does it well. That's the main thing, that we get it done properly. What was I saying there before that? Okay. So what we're going to do from next week, we're going to do a series of webinars, strategies, demos, that kind of stuff. And we'll go deeper into some of the, not just the search engine optimization stuff, but some strategies that we can use, some niches that would be good to target. And we'll go deeper into, you know, how to use the tool for the best results, which goes way beyond search engine optimization. It's way, way, way beyond just that. And even can get into some backlinking and stuff, not expensive backlinking stuff that we can do just to give it immediate boost as well. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Diane, yeah, we'll create Google sites, but you got to have a Google account. Okay, so for example, if I'm in here and let's come into, that has been posted now. Okay. Okay, it's generated. We've still got to publish. Once it's generated, you will see this stuff in here. Right now, we've been having some issues trying to get the images working. Okay, this is where you can just do a quick tidy up. Okay, so you got your TLDR, etc. here. And it's well structured. We got some outbound links in here. This is where as well you can put in some extra things if you want to. Before you publish. Okay, so when you go to publish it, you can choose LinkedIn, Medium, WordPress, Google Sites. Now, when I click that, it's going to create a new Google site. It's only one article, but if I had 6 articles, it's going to tell me, it's going to give me an option for, creating 6 Google sites or 10 Google sites, depending on how many articles you got, or if you want to put them all into one. Okay, but you got to have a Google account first. It's not going to create Google accounts for you. It will create Google sites from the account that you logged in. Okay, GR just bought it. Okay, you will see this sometimes this address has already been taken. This is from within your own account. Okay, so what we can do, just give it some extra wording here. So affiliate marketing guides. I'll just put number 2 here, just for demonstration. Okay. Publish. So it's been published. You can go and view it. And our Google site's done. Quick, easy. And if you've chosen, multiple Google sites, it's going to open up a new tab. You have to be logged into Google. Okay, and it will open up a new tab and do each article in a new tab. So it's better just to have this in a new window on its own. And we get a lot of content created. Let's come back over here so we can see at the top here, 1,783 words. Okay, I didn't choose all of the add-ons there. I could have made that longer by putting in key takeaways, for example. I chose just to do the checklist, and it could have had the key takeaways. Okay, so we got a checklist here, etc., etc. It's a very easy tool to use. With this kind of tool, and because it's so easy to use, I mean, there's things that we can do to take it further, and we will. I've got a big list of stuff that I want to get added to this. I've got a roadmap, and I keep this open all the time, and I've be putting in more and more. But for this kind of tool, and with how simple it is to use, it's really the focus as it should be is on the strategy then. Okay. So we can do things like the comparisons. We can do things like the best ofs, the listicles type of content that people do. Now, let me just check something out of interest. I forgot to do this earlier. I'm going to put in here marketing Roundup. This is an idea I had earlier. I forgot to go and check it. One of the best ways to get backlinks with sort of traditional SEO was to get a sort of roundup post. So you would contact maybe 50 or 60, say for example, I want to do a roundup post for the top AI marketing tools, okay, for SEO, the top AI tools for SEO. Then I would contact a whole bunch of people, okay, who are quite well known, some guru types or whatever, and ask them, what is your favorite, top 3 favorite SEO tools, AI marketing powered SEO tools? And some of them will reply, not all of them. okay? But you tell them that we have approached all these different people. It's better to name check who you've approached and just explain, we don't expect we'll get all of them, but we're going to get some of these guys. Would you like to be included? Just simply submit your free top SEO tools, AI-powered SEO tools. And what you can do is you can compile the content and you put it onto your WordPress site. Traditionally, you put it onto your own website. And then you contact them again and say, look, I've added you in there. Usually you will get things like backlinks, you will get social shares, etc., and they can blow up and kind of got that viral effect. And it essentially becomes like a link bait piece of content, and it works really well. But I was wondering if we could do this with people who have got a similar concept in YouTube, where they maybe have got a roundup that they've done in a YouTube video. And I would need to dig into it a little bit more, be a little bit more specific. And if you can find those kind of roundups that have been done, but in video format, that would make great content for this as well. Because again, it's still link bait. Okay, it's still social shares. If you posted something like that on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc., it will get shares, absolutely guaranteed. Especially if you give something like an infographic or something with it, which you can create with AI. We'll cover that in the advanced stuff for how to create infographics with AI. So we'll cover that for members. Okay. And it's really just strategy, because the tool is so simple to use. Okay, it's all about strategy at that point. And we've got a huge amount of options here, because you're able to add your own templates. You're able to pick and choose the angles that you want. You can go and do bulk posting strategically, and you can put in your own calls to action. You can change the way that this tool works to suit exactly the way you want it. Okay, because it's still going to have that core part of grabbing transcripts in bulk and publishing in bulk as well. Okay, those two elements are what we need. Okay, and you can make that content go any direction that you want just via prompting, like you would do with ChatGPT. Okay, that's the cool thing about the tool. So it's all about strategy. Let's see. Okay, so that's basically all I wanted to cover today. That's it. Okay, I just wanted to go through the basics. I'll give you this document, and it's got links to all these other documents in here as well. Okay, what to do in the first 24 hours, etc. The Google sites, step by step. I got ChatGPT to give me the steps. You don't need the roadmap, because that's going to be auto updated. We'll bring this up in the training for members. Okay, and we'll see the progress that we're making. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Okay, let me just share this. And you will see there's some resources down the bottom as well. Okay, if you haven't got Viral Content Pilot, you can get a free version. It will only give you 3 links, but it's full featured. Okay, that gives you 3 links to start with. It's enough. And you can create these campaigns, Viral Content Pilot campaigns, in less than a minute. It's very quick and easy to do. Just watch the video. Okay, you got the first 24-hour doc, and here. If you haven't got Channel Content Pilot yet, you can get it from this top link if you want to get it. Okay, if you need to split pay, we have a split pay available. Just ask. Okay, you can send an email to support@anthonyhayes.me, or just mention in here. And Stephanie, I think, is on the webinar as well, so she can send you the link. Okay, for a split pay. I put in some extra stuff as well. Tube Scraper Lite. Why? Tube Scraper will scrape your YouTube home feed, and you will see some different angles, and you will see some different things that's being presented to you that will give you ideas. But what we can do is we can break it down, and you can also put that into the social listening tool. I don't know if I've got the link for that. sociallistening.site, I think it's. Okay, you can use that free. From social listening tool.site. Let's see if that works. Okay, it's a free tool. It's core of a lot of what we do, from newsletters to content ideas to new ideas for tools. Yeah, that works. Okay, you can use this. This is a free tool. Okay, that you can use that will help you to break down the results you get from Tube Scraper. You just have to watch the videos. There we go. It should be clickable. Okay, my example content call to action library, that is specific to me. Okay, I didn't get it. I ran out of time. I wanted to try and create something. What I'll do is I'll create a custom GPT for this over the next couple of days. Okay, but use that as a guide for now. Just copy paste everything, put it into ChatGPT and say I need to create some 3 call to actions for content, and here is my own specific project, but I want it to be written the same kind of style and tone or format, and you'll be able to get something within a couple of minutes of feeding the information. Okay, one of the things that we really should be doing with any piece of content, it doesn't matter if it's parasite SEO user generated content sites, you always want to be building new lists. Okay, always. Even if you are doing affiliate marketing, you still want to be building new lists. With the viral content pilot that you now have access to, even if you didn't before, you can use ConvertKit. ConvertKit is very, very good for open rates. Okay, and it's free. You can use ConvertKit for free. It's now called Kit, just simply Kit on kit.com. I put a link in here where you can get a free newsletter plan. It's good enough for your autoresponders. Whether you want to write a newsletter or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, you can set up autoresponders with this, and you're going to get high open rates. Okay, and if you click on that link, it will take you to get a free ConvertKit account. Okay, and the link for that sitemaps tool is here as well. Okay, the way to use it is to get those URLs from the sitemap. Okay, and you can see my example here from an old Google site I did when we were testing a previous tool. Right, so that's everything I think I wanted to cover. Any other questions? Anybody else? Okay, you guys are quiet. All right, so if you got any other questions, now would be the time to ask. And if not, then the replay is going to be available on the same link, and you're able to access it anytime. Okay. Sandeep, is it better to create content one by one, or it depends on the type of content? Okay, I'll give an example. Okay, if I'm going to do the X versus Y, okay, let's just do an example. ClickFunnels versus ClickFunnels Go High Level, ClickFunnels System.io. Let's see what else we got in here. Lead pages, Shopify, etc. Then this is better to put all into one Google site. Okay, put it into one Google site. Although you can create individual Google sites for each one of these, and it can work very, very well, because you will have in your URL ClickFunnels versus Go High Level, ClickFunnels versus Shopify in each individual URL. Okay, that's what you put in. You want to make sure your title's got it. Okay, the ClickFunnels versus whatever, and you want to make sure your URL has got it. Okay, so that depends on what you put in your title. It can be beneficial to do that because you're using the URLs and the exact all in title and all in URL, as we call it. Okay, you got your main keywords within the title and the URL. The problem with it is that Google sites will need backlinks. For competitive keywords, you're going to need backlinks. Okay, whereas if you got one Google site and you covered all of that in one Google site, in my opinion, is better. Okay, just my opinion. You might want to go and test it, and everything should be tested anyway. That's what I would do. But on the other hand, if you were doing something like top 10 AI powered SEO tools, okay, you're probably more likely to be, but you'd be better off, in my opinion, choose a video over 20 minutes, make sure it's up to date. So in 2025, some people will even start to write 2026 by now. That's going to be better to do one article, okay? One article, one Google site. Why? Because if you chose more than one of these, they're probably going to have some crossover. Top 10 SEO tools. There's going to be crossovers. He's going to write Ahrefs, and he's going to write Ahrefs, and the other guy's going to write, and you're going to be repeating, okay? Which you don't want to do, okay? What I do want to add into the tool is that we can post into existing Google sites. So, for example, top 10 SEO tools. Then we can create one main article, okay? Say this one here. We create one main article because this one is kind of up to date. It's talking about AEO, GEO, LLMO, etc. Make that like a cornerstone article within the Google site, and then post again into the Google site with the listed softwares that he's mentioned. So we want to be able to do that so we can build up existing sites. We can go and publish into them later. That's really important. It needs to be done. And I fully expect it's going to be done very quickly. Okay. It's important. We need it. We need it. It's massively important for this strategy. Okay. Replays on it will be on the same URL, Diane. Okay, idea strategy to use this with clients looking to be recommended by AI platforms. The formatting for getting listed with the AI platforms is going to be longer tail keywords, and a lot of the times it's going to be question kind of keywords as well. I do want to build something in here, an additional prompt, so that when we are in the campaigns, for example, let's just go in here. That one has only got one video. Let's go and choose this one here. It's got more than one video. When we click to publish, if you've chosen more than one, by the way, if you choose Google Sites, then it's going to give you that option here to one site per article or multiple articles. Okay. Why is it only choosing one? Hold on. Let's just do a fresh one. Okay, let's just do Aweber versus. I'll choose 2 or 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Aweber 2. No. Aweber 2. We'll call it because I've already got one campaign. Okay, come over to the campaigns. Come in here. Now, if I'm going to generate all of these, okay, when we're in the add-ons in here, we will have something here, a base prompt for AI overviews and LLM kind of optimization stuff. Now, what I do want to be able to happen here is when you checkbox on these, you will see the prompts behind this, okay? And you can change that and you can edit that as well any way that you want. So you'll be able to see whenever you check that, the drop down or a field open, a text box, I should say, open, where you can see the prompt is behind it and you can change that if you want. We will be adding in there for AI optimization, okay? And that's going to be the best way to use it. But you want for local clients, you want to be optimizing for entities, and you want to be optimizing for specific to that local area, okay, whether it's mentioning places, landmarks, that kind of stuff. You want to get that kind of stuff in it. It's just the way local SEO can rank better, okay, for that kind of thing. That's how I would use it. But if you get any more specific questions, we can cover them in a separate session later when we do one of the member sessions. Okay, there's something I do want to dig into as well for the local, because I know it could be quite big. I think that I don't want to do a whole new session just for local, okay? I don't think there's a need for that, but we will definitely cover, okay? We'll definitely cover it, and probably in a session about AI optimization, okay, instead of just local. Let's see what else we got. Anybody got any other questions? Okay, that's all I got for now, guys. Yeah, but the main thing to take away from this is the strategy is more important than learning. The tool is so easy to use. I mean, it's important to learn how to use the tool, but because it's so easy to use, it's all about the strategy, okay? And you've got a complete control, absolute complete control. I don't know many other tools that can give you that option, because we can do the bulk transcripts and we can do the bulk posting. What happens in between the kind of content, that's entirely up to you. Okay, we've put one template in there for now, and you can change that template to be anything you want. You can do it for your local marketing, and you can tell it to optimize for AI SEO, but it's better to give it specific instructions and what you want it to do for that. So voice search optimization, kind of keyword phrases, etc. That's all going to be helpful for that, because people are searching AI, or people are using AI differently to Google search. You know, they're typing longer questions and stuff like that. So we want to optimize for that. And the best way to do it is to, you know, type like people speak, basically. That's just the way the people use the AI. If I want to, you know, tell it to create an article for a local business who is a dentist who is open 24/7, emergency dentist, etc., and they are near a specific landmark, then you put that information in. But if you were putting a prompt into ChatGPT for that, you'll be able to, you could even just put it into ChatGPT and say, like, how would people be searching for this on ChatGPT? And it will just give you a bunch of things that you should be covering. Then you can use them within your own template, your own prompt template, and say, like, I need this list of prompts covered for the optimization for this article, for the AI overviews and the LLM optimization. Okay, we'll cover that, and it's a whole session. Okay, I'm trying to put it into a shorter, explainable. I'm trying to explain it shorter, but it really needs a whole session, and it needs structured with templates and samples and examples. All right, so that's it for now, guys. You got any other questions before we go? No? Okay. All right, so you got enough to get started with. Okay, and I have put in here some things for you to do. Okay, we've got some immediate actions in here that you can do. Okay, this is important. Just get used to using the tool. It's not hard, it's super easy. Okay, create a first X versus Y campaign. Do it from Google account you're logged in with. Set up your Google Analytics. If you're struggling, if you don't know how to do that, wait for my video. I'll be doing it tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow my time, which is going to be tonight your time probably, if you're in America. Okay, and create your first sort of strategy batch of content, which is more than one X versus Y. Just do multiple angles and see how easy it is to use. It's super simple. And know that we're going to be adding more to it. Okay. There's a lot we can do with this because of the ability that we got to create our own templates, etc. Okay. So there's a long journey ahead. All right. That's it for now. Thanks.